ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download.
Check this out, we got a great show coming your way.
From the ECSI Sports Studios, the #1 sports information program in America, the Breakfast Bankroll, with your host, the sports broker, Jeff Dawson.
Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and we, it's that time of the week for the Breakfast Bankroll on Tuesdays. Generally speaking, Andrew McInnis at McInnis Picks and Wage Talk starts us off. Then we go to the NCAA Insiders. Today a little different, as we have Nick Hathcote live in the press box, still in Omaha, waiting for the start of the resumption, I should say, of UCLA LSU. The winner of this game is basically set up perfectly to get to the championship. And we'll talk to Nick about that, of course. First and foremost, a shout out to our proud sponsors and partnerships. It's WagerWire. Head on over to wagerwire.com. Actually, let me backtrack. Head over to Google Play. Download the app first. It's free. And then head over to wagerwire.com. Zach, Travis, Guy, myself, Amber, Holly, Carol, Bucks, Ali, Matthew. The list is endless. Alan. Come join us today. You won't regret it, I promise. And AtlantaSteaksAndSeafood.com. If you took advantage of the promo code DAD for the Father's Day weekend, you were a lucky guy. Two free New York strips or 6 Wagyu burgers, thanks to Terry Smith over at AtlantaSteaksAndSeafood.com. So let's bring them in. We're going to sneak them in before the game starts. I mean, you got to get in some popcorn and some seeds before it starts. So Nick Hathcote. What's up, Nick?
Good morning, Jeff. How's it going?
Listen, we talked to you last Thursday, Friday, as we were getting all set. You've lived, you've survived Rocco's, you've been on the field, press conferences. Replay the weekend. How's it been?
It's been awesome. Especially for me, like being my first time out here. Like I've never even been here as a fan. So not even just sitting in the stands. And now my first time out here is having the all access to press box, press conferences, being on the field, watching teams like infield, being able to be in the dugout and like talk to the players, talk to the coaches. It's absolutely been a blast, and I'm only like halfway through it, so it's only going to get better, and I can't be more thankful.
Nothing too shocking. We had a no-hitter yesterday. 19 strikeouts. We'll get to that in a second. I think the tournament really officially began. In other words, looking at the brackets and stuff, the left side, I call it the left side. I thought there was 2 big horses. Coastal Carolina. I thought there was also, obviously, Oregon State. And then on the right, it was unfortunately set up LSU, Arkansas. The winner of that is set up nicely. Arkansas loses, but it bounces back. Give us your thoughts initially on the brackets as we stand right now.
Yeah, the way you put it, the left, I think, has worked out exactly how we all thought. I think Coastal right now they're up to 25 games in a row that they've won. And they really haven't had too many close ones either. Like, it's actually been pretty dominant in those 25 games. It's extremely impressive, even through the NCAA tournament. They've been very dominant games. Like, yes, they had like the 2-1 game, I believe, in their regional against ECU, but outside of that, like, most of their wins are by double digits. They're just kind of rolling teams right now, and it's not like the pitching staff right now it's the best pitching staff in the country right now. The way they are throwing between their like 1, 2, and 3 guys, as deep as they are, and now their offense has actually picked it up. Like, their offense was, as most Coastal Carolina teams in the past have been, very offensive heavy. Like, they've relied all on their offense. Like, they need to score 90% runs. This year has been way different. Pitching staff has carried them, but now the offense is actually picking it up and scoring a lot more runs than they were during the regular season. And that's a scary, scary duo with that offensive pitching staff. They're playing better than anybody else in this tournament. You can say Arkansas, LSU all we want on the right side, but Coastal is playing the best. And then, yeah, we can go to the right side. Nothing extremely surprising. Like you said, we'll get to the no-hitter in a sec. But, yeah, I mean, like LSU beating Arkansas, that's a 50-50 type game. Mm-hmm. We still believe those are the two best teams probably on that right side. UCLA is giving LSU a fight right now. Like a 5-3 game starts in 30 minutes. Yeah, UCLA jumped up to like a 3-0 lead in that first. And I'm sitting there, and we're talking in the press box. It's like, man, we could get an Arkansas LSU elimination game like early, and it's like we can get that tomorrow, and that what nobody expected. But yeah, there's still a lot of baseball to be played. Especially there's weather coming through still today. I will say a lot of, especially so on the show, like gambling wise, what I will give out. We've seen so many unders. Be careful now. So the weather is shifting. What we've seen is with these storms coming through, it's actually also supposed to flip the wind. So a lot of these winds, like the games where the wind has been blowing in, is starting after the rain comes through this afternoon. We should see a lot of wind blowing out games. So it could flip to overs depending on what the books keep the numbers at.
Nick, before we dig into the games right now, I have to bring this up. I do a lot of work with WagerWire, and my good friend Matthew Chappelle sends me a 7-legged parlay that has one piece left. This person invested $20 to win 10,000, basically 10,056. The last piece is LSU to win it all, and so we waited it out. Obviously, the winner of LSU Arkansas would set this ticket up with only a $20 investment. It was kind of crazy to start trying to figure out the Rubik's Cube. Now we're sitting into a spot now. Coastal Carolina, the second favorite behind LSU. Arkansas lurking in the wings here. If you own this ticket as we speak right now, how would you look to try to hedge some pieces as we stand right now at 10:30 on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think, man, that is a tough one at that price point. That's actually an awesome ticket to have. We'll see. So the weird thing is, obviously LSU burned Anthony Ianson last night. He's no longer going to pitch today, but I believe he was at 42 pitches. Or 40, it was either 41 or 42 pitches when the rain delay happened last night, which means he should be available for either Thursday or Friday, which would be game 6 or game 7, which would be like if there's a winner take all game against Arkansas. Like if Arkansas can force a winner take all, Ianson would be available, which gives LSU the advantage there. So where we are sitting today, I still think LSU, because of winning that game 1, because of that Cade Anderson performance, which was crazy, because of that performance, they still own, I think, the right side. They should still win the right side, especially odds-wise. So I would play it. What I would do is let's see if there's the hedge spot would be maybe like a game 6. If LSU ends up beating UCLA this morning, and then Arkansas beats UCLA tonight, I believe Zach Root, who started that game 1 against LSU against LSU for Arkansas, will start again because he didn't last long in LSU. That was very uncharacteristic for him. So he'll be available to start that game 6 against LSU. And I don't think LSU, knowing that it's not a do or die situation, I don't think they bring back Cade Anderson. So I think that's the spot where you would hedge it, where you would take Zach Root with Arkansas versus probably a bullpen type game in that game 6 for LSU.
would you at this point, I think you still can get around plus 300, would you be buying some stock in Coastal Carolina on the left
Yes.
side?
Yes. Yeah. If you don't already have like stock in, like in them already, or if you don't have like too much on the line, like if you already have LSU and Arkansas, I would say no. If you only have LSU or Arkansas, I would say yes. Get some investment in Coastal. Like I said earlier in the show, Coastal's playing better than either of those teams. Like it doesn't matter pitching, hitting. It's just they're just hot right now. Kevin Schnall, the head coach, is like due. And he feels like this is a national championship type contender. And I think everybody here, not just me, but hearing it in the press box, we're all like shocked how well Coastal's playing right now, and can absolutely see them winning it all.
Opening game for them, we laid the run line and they scored 3 in the 8th to get us across there.
Absolutely.
Arkansas loses, but they're strong. We talked about it. And even hats off to Matt Grissom. Happy birthday, Matthew. As you're doing some business as well. Shout out to Q back home doing his civic duty as well. Arkansas doesn't waste the bullpen. They just hand the ball over. No hitter, 19 strikeouts. Talk about yesterday's no hitter.
To put it lightly, that was the best pitching performance I've ever seen live, like in my life. As you know, between all my years, I've played baseball for 22 years of my life, got drafted, all that stuff. And this was by far the best pitching performance I've ever seen live in my life. It was, everything was like, he throws 3 pitches. Like he's not like trying to shock you by any means. And he even said in the press conference, he's like, the catcher literally just kept hearing in his ear through pitch comms, like fastball down the middle, fastball down the middle, fastball down the middle. And it was working because his ball, and the Murray State guys were saying that in their press conference, they said they were coming back to the dugout and saying, oh, that time it ran away from me, or that time it ran in on me. That time it like ran up and just kept rising, or like sinking and cutting. And like, so his fastball was going every direction. And also his 116th pitch of the day was still 98 miles an hour. He never lost velo or anything. It was one of those things where it was just, I don't even know how to put it into words. It's hard to put it into words because Murray State hunts fastballs. They are known as one of the best fastball hitting teams in the entire country, mid-major, power four, anything. And he threw 74% of his pitches were fastballs, and they couldn't do anything. It was just one of those performances where it's hard to describe how well he was pitching, and was just absolutely on. Like you said, the first no-hitter. It's been the first no-hitter in College World Series history since 1960. 19 strikeouts is the most strikeouts ever in a game, and they both happened together. Like, it's not like he had 19 strikeouts or a no-hitter. It was a no-hitter with 19 strikeouts, which was, like I said, it's hard to put into words, that performance.
All right, so you got the resumption of the game, 2 o'clock, Oregon State, Louisville overnight. The numbers haven't moved. Oregon State minus 200, Louisville plus 175, a 10.5 over. Thoughts on the game at 2?
Yeah, okay, so I actually have, and I gave this out yesterday, so this isn't great for the show this morning, I know, but I actually gave out a moneyline parlay of LSU with Oregon State.
Okay.
So last night's LSU game, which is going to carry over, most books should carry it over. Like there is, I believe BetMGM, I think voids anything. But if you bet on like FanDuel or DraftKings, and I believe ESPN bet as well, they should all like carry over. Circa's the same way. It carries over to today, and so like I bet them, parlayed them with Oregon State at plus 103. So I believe Oregon State still wins this first game. I don't hate the run line in that game right now with Oregon State minus 1.5 is a very good look. I know it's a little juice that what I'm seeing. I don't know what you're seeing, Jeff, but like I see DraftKings has it at minus 130 for that minus 1.5. I don't hate that. Louisville's just. I don't think Forbes comes back after just starting on Friday, and they threw their 2 arms between who was it? Tucker Bibb and Ethan Eberle both had to throw 2 days ago to get that win because that was a late inning fight. So they both threw. They just don't have the arms left, and we've talked about that all postseason with Louisville. It's a surprise they're here, but their offense is kind of like they fight. So there's not like I'm not saying they're going to roll over and die because what they do is kind of small ball, and they're just going to run you to death and put pressure on you. But Oregon State just has so many more bullets left in the pen in their starting staff, and I trust their offense more. So, yeah, I would say that Oregon State -1.5 is a very good look for this afternoon game.
We don't have Biff's almanac. Anything can happen in the game that you're watching, will soon to be watching in 20 minutes. Elimination game tonight, Arkansas versus whoever.
Yep.
At this point, Arkansas, I would assume, would be favorites over either one of them, right?
I believe if it's LSU, it'll be pretty close to even.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be somewhere around, like in college baseball, it's everything starts off as juiced. So I think it'll be like -115, -115. Maybe there's a -110 to 120 in Arkansas's favor. But until here, they don't have to announce starters until an hour before the game. So that's tough. That's something that's going to have to be looked at. So everybody who's listening, make sure you're looking and finding who the starters are an hour before the game. If it's Root could possibly come back and start. I don't think it's Gackle because he's throwing 50-something pitches out of the pen for them. But I could see Root getting a start. I could see Landon Beetleshees hasn't thrown yet for them, who was their Sunday guy for most of the year, but has really struggled down the stretch. So it could be something where it's hey, we need him. If we're going to win a championship, we need our number 3 guy to perform. We can't just rely on 2 arms throughout this whole thing. So it could be Beetleshees starting tonight, and who I think I would give the favor over LSU, because I think LSU, so they haven't announced it here because this being technically a bullpen game, so you don't have to announce a starter until you start. We think it's going to be Case Evans. It's kind of what we're hearing up here in the press box with 20 minutes to go. So if they use him, Ianson's obviously out. So it's LSU's not quite as deep. So yes, I would favor Arkansas tonight, in that close game against LSU. If it's UCLA, I really do favor Arkansas. But I don't think that number will be playable by itself, because I think it'll be a -200, -210.
I agree. We'll be looking for that run line. Listen, we can't thank you enough, Nick, here for giving us a few minutes live in the press box in Omaha. We'll wrap this segment up. Tell everyone where they can find all your work, sir.
Yeah, obviously collegebaseballinsiders.com. It's been blowing up this week. The numbers have been pretty much spot on in this Men's College World Series, which has been really awesome to see. We've been getting a bunch of praise from people in this press box and through Twitter and everything, talking about how spot on our numbers have been. And then obviously me in Halfcoat413 on X. Bigger, I'm the one kind of running the NCAA Insiders account this whole weekend, with the live updates. You'll see videos from on the field and pictures from on the field and press conference info and all that stuff that I'm kind of running. So yeah, I would say NCAAinsiders.com, NFCO413, also on X. And then all of our plays, still as always, still in the exact same spot on Dub Club. We've been hot, I'll say that. Outside of a couple games that were kind of surprising, I believe as a group, between playing some unders, knowing who's going to win some money lines and run lines. It's been a very good College World Series so far for all of us. So yeah, give us a click there in our clubhouse, which is on our website.
Nick, go enjoy the game. Thank you so much, and we'll catch up soon.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
Take care. Nick Hatcoat, go follow him at nhatcoat413, of course, at the NCAA Insiders, live from Omaha. Quick commercial break. Andrew McInnis, stay tuned.
Welcome to Good Food. At Atlanta Steaks and Seafood, you'll find the highest quality meats from a variety of delicious cuts, tomahawks, salmon fillets, ribeyes, and plenty more to choose from. With an easy-to-use, mobile-friendly website, selecting your pick of meat is made quick and easy. And don't forget, worrying about your dinner is a thing of the past. Check out some of the amazing subscription packages that Atlanta Steaks and Seafood has to offer. From fresh steak and seafood straight to your door. Order online at atlantasteaksandseafood.com.
Without further ado, Mr. Andrew McInnis. What's up, Andrew?
How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm feeling nervous for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm feeling excited to watch the game tonight. I'm curious if we'll get another Game 7. And I'm also, I got to say, I love to come here prepared with all kinds of CFL picks, but I'm actually, I'm slowing my roll here this week. I haven't fired on any bets yet, so we can go over some of those games, but a little bit of a different vibe to week 3 here in the CFL.
Well, of course, the headliner, Edmonton, Florida, Game 6, overnight, Florida minus 140, Edmonton plus 120, 6.5 under, minus 15 cents, currently at our good friends at the Circa in Las Vegas. Good morning to Mr. Benson, Mr. Stevens. Florida minus 147, Oilers plus 132, 6.5 juice under, minus 16 cents. It's as easy as betting the first period over and the full game over. If you followed that recipe, you are 10-0, 5-0 in every game. First period overs and full game overs. Is it that easy, Andrew?
Jeff, the definition of overthinking things, I had a big play at Wager Talk in the first game of the series on first period over, and I haven't played it again. I mean, it's like, You find a bet you like one time and you cash with it. It's almost like you feel like you can't go back to the well and do it again. You almost have to find a different way to jump in. And I've been very quiet this series. I did take Edmonton for a big play in the last game. I just loved how they played at home versus how they played in Florida. But clearly the crowd showed up, and evidently the team did not show up. That's for sure in that game. But, Jeff, we've been saying this. You and I are both such big fans of team totals that, if you like one team, get them to get to 4 goals, even in the Stanley Cup Finals. And the funny thing is, in that game, Game 4, when Edmonton were underdogs, of course, being on the road, their price at DraftKings was plus 165 to get to 4. And although they were down, 3-0, right? 3-0. They end up winning that one 5-4. At the end of the day, it never felt like it was a question that if they were going to win a game in Florida, they were going to score 4. So during the regular season, it wasn't something that you and I were often doing where we were taking the underdog to get to 4. It might have been the favorite team total under, or a first period play, or something, or maybe just the money line on the underdog. But now it just very much so seems, hey, if you like this team to win, just take them to get to 4, and you're going to get way better odds. And I got to fix this. This is driving me crazy, this crooked picture here. But, Jeff, we never thought that we would go into the postseason with almost the same mindset that you and I used in the regular season.
No, it's crazy. And we are ECSI VIPs, 2-0 on Florida team totals. The last game, again, up 3-0. Next thing you know, down 4-3. Thank God they scored with 19 seconds left. They come back and win 5-4. I'm sorry, Edmonton ends up winning that game. I'm looking at the team totals here. 3.5 juiced under, minus 125. That's been my go spot the 2 times. It's as easy as taking the Florida team total over 3.5, and they're giving me plus 105. I'm looking at my 3 sites here for Edmonton. They're almost enticing you here, Andrew. Edmonton team total 2.5 over minus 140 here. Kind of drastic styles where if you like Edmonton, why wouldn't you take the dog price in the full game versus laying the full juice of minus 140 to get to 3 here?
Well, it's like everybody keeps thinking, Jeff, like you just talked about off the hop. Every single next game, people have said, this will be the low-scoring game. This will be the under game. And now the Stanley Cup is going to be in the building. Does that change things? I'm not so sure, but excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze there. I can't see things changing. I really can't see things changing. I mean, at the end of the day, what happens is these teams get going waves. They get confidence. You can tell when the Panthers have confidence. You can tell when the Oilers have confidence. And confidence for these teams usually means goals in bunches. Like you think to when the Oilers were down 3-0 and they made that comeback. The comeback wasn't over 3 periods. It wasn't a goal here and a goal 20 minutes later. No, it was like 3 goals in the matter of 12 minutes? That's how they got it done. So a lot of these teams, they are scoring goals. Although I will say, like, I think that this game, I'm going to say this. I think that it's going to need the third period to most certainly be the highest scoring period to go over the total. That's my take here. I think this game will start a little bit more tight checking than we have seen in the past. I think we will see a little bit more of a defensive mindset, a little more cautiousness, especially on the side of the Oilers. They want to keep this close early on. Think about it. They have been outscored by such a high number in the first period that they almost feel like if they can play from the second period and on, they have a better chance of winning. They have been that bad in the first period. So it wouldn't shock me, Jeff, to see this game go under. But I think that the first two periods might be, 2-1, 3-1, and then the third period is what might push it over the total.
The only downside I could see here is a 2-2 going to the third. The first 5-8 minutes, you take your chances, and then it's still 2-2. And then it's almost one of those regular season games. All right, guys, we're going to hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and we're going to take this to overtime. First 1-3 wins.
That wouldn't shock me either, but at this point, do the Oilers really want to go to overtime? Like, I don't know with the cup in the building if they'd want to be a team that goes to overtime either. But at the same time, one team has more depth than the other. So I guess from a rest purpose, from the rest standpoint, maybe they wouldn't mind going to OT, to get to the dressing room, talk over things, get some water into you, and talk things over. But Jeff, a lot of people were talking about game 4 or game 5. And the question is, were the Oilers bad or were the Florida Panthers just that good? And I think it's certainly a mixture of both. Like, I've been taking my shots at the Panthers. I've been crapping all over the Oilers, all this and that. But at the end of the day, this Panthers team is one of the best hockey teams I've seen, I think. I really do. Like, I think this team is so well-rounded. I don't have the exact numbers around me right now, but when you look at the number of defensemen that have scored, not only in this series, but throughout the playoffs for them, when you look at how many forwards on this team have recorded a point, when you look at how many games they've won without their top line players scoring a goal, the Oilers just simply don't have that. They simply do not have that. And when Bennett and Marchand are the two Conn Smythe favorites, that's a really, really bad thing for the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, honestly, I was listening to some podcasts and they were saying this might not be just like some great hockey being played for Brad Marchand. This might be some of the best hockey he's played. And he's 37 years old, splitting the D. I mean, what is this? Like, is this a guy like the second coming of Bobby Orr even? I mean, this some of the stuff, the Wayne Gretzky type of moves. I mean, I was shocked to see what he's doing. So it opens things up for some of the other guys to be able to make plays. But here's the one thing, and I know this is cliche, but can you ever count Connor and Leon out?
No, I mean, just look last year. They were down 3-0, and they were like, we're going to get this to 7. And it's almost like you want to feel that it's going to get to 7. I guess the $1 million question, Andrew, you're the coach, you're the GM. I don't care whoever you want to be today. You starting Skinner or Picard?
I've had some time to think about it. My initial thought was that you leave Stewart on the bench, but I've changed my mind. Because at the end of the day, when he is great, his great is really good. It's just that his not so great isn't that good either. And the thing is not to defend these goalies, Jeff, but for the most part, the games that the Oilers have lost in this series, I don't think we can really blame the goalies for those losses. Like the 6-1 loss, hard to blame a goalie for a 6-1 loss. And even Coach Knobloch said for the Oilers after the game about Calvin, he said, look, there weren't a lot of chances for Florida tonight, but all of them were very quality. Pretty much saying that, the goal that Bennett scored was nice. Marchand made Matthias Ekholm look foolish with that move he made. So I think you go back to the guy that got you there. You go back to the guy that was your guy all year long. Calvin was 7-0 in the postseason, which is really impressive. They didn't win with him. So I think realistically, if they lose the game tonight, I think the coaching staff would feel better about themselves being in the coach's room, sulking and saying, you know what? We went back to our guy that was our starter all year long. Part of me thought, Jeff, that once he was out again, he was out for good. I think you got to go back to your guy.
I know you got a show in a few minutes. Pucks, props, thoughts on tonight's game.
Well, I think you have to go with the big guys. You really do. And I know Connor McDavid's shots on goal are going to be there, but when it ultimately comes down to it, he's still a playmaker. I mean, he is going to make everybody around him good. So, with that being said, I'm going to lock in Connor McDavid anytime. Connor McDavid assist, and I'm going to put that with a goal for Leon Draisaitl. So you can get a goal for Leon Draisaitl at not really the greatest price of plus 120, but I'm going to pair that together with the assist with Connor McDavid. His prop for 2 assists is plus 170 if you want to get involved with that. The other one I liked here down the lineup was Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to get a point here. This is a guy that has played some top line minutes, has played some second line minutes, but he needs to step up. He's got to be the Zach Hyman replacement. A lot of people don't know this, but Nugent-Hopkins is the longest tenured Edmonton Oiler player. This guy has been around the block. He's seen everything. He's one of those guys, Jeff, that doesn't bring the flash, but he definitely brings something every single game. He'll have to have a big part of this one. And then we obviously don't really have it right now. Oh, we do. So it's been announced. Lock it in. Over 25.5 saves for Stuart Skinner. They're going to face shots. He's going to have to be big. Florida throws everything they can at the net. I think over 25.5 saves is a really good bet to make. And I think that if anybody out there likes the over, what you do is you go to your sports book, you go to game props, either game props or period props, and you scroll down and you just bet on the highest scoring period. The highest scoring period obviously favors the third period at plus 205. I think if this game goes over, Jeff, it's because the third period is the one that pushes it over. And again, if anybody likes those Florida props, you take Rodriguez and you take Marchand. Those guys have been dangerous all series long.
Go follow you on X at McInnis Picks, of course, at wagertalkwt.buzz/A&M. What do you have for the listeners?
It's $5 Tuesday, so being posted in around half an hour time will be my $5 play. I'll decide if I'm going to use baseball or CFL play, but people have been wanting the CFL, so we'll figure out which one is going to be the $5 play. Typically, these prices are $25 Tuesday only. You can get these best bets for just $5. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, Andrew, I gave you 4 minutes. Tell the boys I said hello.
All right, thank you.
Andrew McInnis, go follow him at McInnis Picks, at WagerTalk, at WT.Buzz/A&M. Quick commercial break and we'll wrap it up. Stay tuned. ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app. Oh, big show. Shout out to Nick Hathcote and the rest of the NCAA insiders live from Omaha as we're getting ready to resume UCLA LSU. Currently LSU up 5-3. Winner, 1 win away from the championship series. Loser gets to face Arkansas tonight at 2:00. We talked about Oregon State facing Louisville in the elimination game. Winner moves on to face a well-rested Coastal Carolina team. I fully expect Coastal Carolina, who we got pre-flop in the start of this tournament. I think it was around plus 550, plus 600. On the left side, and on the right side, we weighted to the winner of LSU Arkansas, and LSU won, so we got LSU at under 2-1. And we also, though, followed it up. They gave us Arkansas plus 550, which I thought was a steal. So I think I'm expecting Arkansas and LSU to face off again. Arkansas will have to win 2 games. LSU just won. And I think the winner of those guys will face Coastal in an absolute must-watch TV there. I talked about the WagerWire parlay ticket that Matt sent me. Again, $20 to win basically just over $10,000. The final leg of LSU left. It was kind of hard with LSU starting with Arkansas. So it was almost like a sit and wait. LSU prevails, now the favorite to win it all. So as Nick says, and I'm going to piggyback off of it, grabbed some Oregon State and Coastal pre-flop futures at 5 and 6 to 1, hoping to face LSU here. Again, you only invested $20, guys. It wasn't like you have $2,000-$3,000 invested here. So it's not like you're going to throw 500 here, 1,000 here. You kind of had to sit and wait. So as Nick says, if LSU wins this game, Arkansas plays LSU tonight. Arkansas prevails there. Then Arkansas will have to beat LSU twice. Arkansas will be the favorite. I think small favorite or a pick 'em, as he says. You can come back with some Arkansas, money on that first game and then sit and wait for the second game. So a lot of moving parts, a lot of variables. But the key here, guys, try to be the voice of reason. Your stockbroker or sports broker, as we like to say here, the $20 investment. So we're not going to chase good money with bad money. We're not going to have $500 or $1,000 invested here, and then at the end of the day, you lose your parlay and you lost another $500, $750, or $1,000. So be patient here. We're going to keep working on this ticket as it changes by the minute here. ECSI myself will be wheels up heading to Ionia, Michigan. For food truck festivals with Anthony Pepe, my co-host and host, of course, for the diehards. We have a festival on Saturday. Still trying to get Brady Cannon scheduled together. Potential Travelers Championship tonight because we will be losing the day tomorrow for travel. I will be on In-Game Live Sports Grid with Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan tonight at 8:32. Join in there. But other than that, I want everyone to enjoy yourselves. Shout out to the ECSI VIPs. 1-0 to start the week as we had OKC -6 in the first half. Kind of a box to wire there. Anyone interested in joining the ECSI VIP experience, just jump on over to eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. Top right, plans and pricing, scroll all the way to the bottom. Move the retail pricing, the monthly retail pricing to the left. We want you on board for just $3 a day. Your own ECSI VIP gym membership, $99 a month. You can't beat it. We're enjoying our 10th year of public service. Anyone looking for a long-term price with a little more discounts, go over to X at EC Sports Investor and DM me, or send me an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. Everyone, thank you so much. Have a blessed day, and we will see you soon.